thousands defending his response to white supremacists in Charlottesville. Outside protesters clashing with police. Then another speech today, a sudden change in tone. What's behind it? Also breaking tonight, the hurricane watch right now. The track that has it coming toward the U.S. Harvey gaining strength over the Gulf. Evacuations start first thing in the morning. The mystery growing tonight. U.S. officials rushed out of Cuba after that sonic attack. Now tonight, the State Department is asked about a report. Did any of them suffer traumatic brain injury? How they responded. The school year just underway, and the attack in the classroom, it is disturbing. A student taking aim at a teacher, what authorities are now saying tonight. And the second largest jackpot ever tonight, $700 million. Once and for all, what are the luckiest numbers?
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Wednesday night. And we begin with President Trump going on the attack in front of those supporters overnight, a welcoming crowd where he defended his handling of Charlottesville, a test of leadership. It was a campaign rally just 7 months into his presidency in Phoenix, looking to re-election. He was defiant, standing by his decisions and his words. Then today, another speech and a starkly different tone. ABC senior White House correspondent Cecilia Vega leading us off.
At the American Legion today, President Trump calling on the nation to come together.
It is time to heal the wounds that divide us and to seek a new unity based on the common values that unite us.
It came just hours after his own divisive rhetoric in Phoenix. For 75 fiery minutes, he unloaded, defending his response to Charlottesville, pulling from his pocket the statements he made in the wake of the violence.
I hit him with neo-Nazi. I hit him with everything. I got the white supremacists, the neo-Nazi, I got them all in there, let's say. Yeah, KKK, we have KKK. I got them all. So they're having a hard time. So what did they say, right? It should have been sooner. He's a racist.
But the president never mentioned his most controversial line of all, the moment he blamed both sides and praised some of the people who marched with torches.
You had some very bad people in that group, but you also had people that were very fine people on both sides.
But in Phoenix, he unleashed. His press secretary had promised there would be no discussion of pardoning Arizona's controversial sheriff Joe Arpaio. But just hours later,
do the people in this room like Sheriff Joe? I'll make a prediction. I think he's going to be just fine, okay? But I won't do it tonight because I don't want to cause any controversy. Is that okay?
And he vowed to shut down the government if he doesn't get money to build his border wall.
The obstructionist Democrats would like us not to do it, but believe me, if we have to close down our government, we're building that wall.
Through it all, the president blaming the media for one of his worst weeks so far.
And I really think they don't like our country. I really believe that.
From the media platform, I used my phone to record the jeers of the crowd. Outside, thousands of protesters rallied against the president, police using tear gas to break up the crowds. Also expressing opposition, the former director of national intelligence under President Obama, questioning whether this commander-in-chief is fit for office.
Having some understanding of the levers that a president can exercise, I worry about, frankly, access to nuclear codes.
Cecilia Vega live at the White House tonight. Cecilia, the New York Times is reporting on the president's relationship with Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, a Republican, of course, saying they haven't spoken since an angry phone call several weeks ago. Now, tonight, Senator McConnell's team is responding, and so is the White House.
Both sides, David. The paper says that during this call, the president accused Mitch McConnell of bungling health care and what he sees as the leader's failure to protect him in the Russia investigation. As you said, McConnell's side responding today. They are dismissing the story. Just a few minutes ago, the White House also responded, saying that both sides will indeed meet after the August recess and that the president and Mitch McConnell remain, quote, united on many shared priorities. David.
Cecilia Vega leading us off tonight from the White House. Cecilia, thank you. We turn next here to the hurricane watch at this hour. Harvey gaining strength in the Gulf. Evacuations will begin first thing in the morning in parts of Texas. Now, if the storm becomes a hurricane, it would be the first to make U.S. landfall this season. They're already filling sandbags on South Padre Island and in Corpus Christi tonight. The shelves, look at that store. The shelves already empty. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z. She's tracking it all for us. Ginger, good evening.
Good evening. Those shelves empty for good reason, because I cannot emphasize enough there is real risk of loss of life and property this weekend in Texas. Let me take you to the maps, David. You see that low, still the remnants of Harvey became a tropical depression again. It is slowly moving to the northwest at 2 miles per hour. The path takes us Friday into Saturday, right there, just north of Brownsville into Corpus Christi, right by Houston. Victoria, Texas, right in the path. A hurricane watch is in effect, 4 to 6 foot storm surge along that coast. But I can't tell you, I cannot make this big enough. The rain, up to 20 inches. We've seen tropical storms like Allison in 2001 do more damage to this part of Texas than hurricanes can. So you've got to pay attention.
A lot of rain is coming, Ginger. Thank you. Next tonight, to that diplomatic mystery now deepening, we've reported here on several U.S. officials working in Cuba suffering symptoms so serious they were rushed home for treatment. At one point, it was blamed on some sort of sonic device. Well, tonight, the State Department is now being asked, did any of the workers suffer from traumatic brain injury? ABC's Victor Oquendo from Miami tonight.
Tonight, new details about the mysterious illness that sickened American officials in Cuba.
This is unprecedented. We have not seen this type of activity take place before.
The State Department revealing today that some of those Americans had to be medically evacuated to Miami for treatment and testing.
The best equipment is not going to necessarily be on the ground in Cuba. We are bringing people to the best medical experts on the mainland in the United States.
Starting in December of 2016, sources say it appears some officials were exposed to a sonic device in Havana that caused serious health problems and physical symptoms, including hearing loss. Now sources are telling our Miami station WPLG those symptoms included memory loss, loss of balance, and vision issues. Experts tell ABC News that sound waves above and below the range of human hearing could potentially cause permanent damage. The State Department today pressed on a report that some officials were diagnosed with injuries as severe as brain injury.
I'm not going to confirm the medical status of any U.S. government personnel, but what has happened there is of great concern to the U.S. government.
The U.S. has responded by expelling 2 Cuban diplomats earlier this year, the Secretary of State recently calling it an attack and demanding answers.
We hold the Cuban authorities responsible for finding out who is carrying out these health attacks on not just our diplomats, but as you've seen now, there are other cases with other diplomats as well.
David, the Cuban government has denied any involvement. Right now, U.S. officials say they have no idea what this was or who was behind it. David?
Victor Oquendo in Miami. Thank you, Victor. Tonight, major fallout after the Navy's newest disaster at sea. The commander of the 7th Fleet has now been dismissed just weeks before he was set to retire. The collision between the USS John S. McCain and an oil tanker near Singapore was the 4th major incident in the fleet this year, 2 of them deadly. Navy divers have located the remains of some of the 10 missing sailors. More divers are expected to arrive tomorrow. We have been reporting here on the opioid crisis in America for more than a year now, and tonight we're back on it with an extraordinary partnership between ABC News and more than 60 of our affiliates to show the scope, the size, the heartbreak across this country. And tonight here, the new front in this war, right here in New York City, what we just discovered at JFK Airport today. Fentanyl coming from China. Here's ABC's Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas tonight.
At JFK Airport today, agents in protective suits, finding the powerful opioid fentanyl in a package from China. Tempe, Arizona.
You guys just hang on.
We're on another front line in the opioid epidemic.
The vehicle is on the move.
The DEA and the Tempe police.
That's the target right there.
Today's target, alleged members of a drug ring with suspected ties to a Mexican cartel. It's time to strike.
We got him. We definitely already found a large sum of money. We'll just continue to tear the vehicle down until we see if there's any more dope in here.
During our week-long look into the crisis, others grapple with heartbreak, including one family 1,500 miles away in Kentucky. 23-year-old Veronica Jecker, young and full of life, doesn't make it through a weekend break from rehab.
She was so good at hiding it. This is the first time we've heard heroin and Veronica's name mentioned.
According to the CDC, more than 33,000 Americans died of opioid overdoses in 2015.
We're hitting the main guy's house. This is the main target of this whole investigation.
Back in Arizona, we're with DEA agents as they continue to take down that suspected ring.
Looks like they're getting ready to go in.
Agents searched the house, then jackpot.
We're still searching, but so far we pulled out 15 pounds of heroin.
Street value would be what?
This is worth over $1 million.
Wow, we've been at this for some time, Pierre, you and me and the entire team here. Let's go back to what you discovered today, because it's not all just coming in over borders. It's actually being flown into this country, you discovered?
Not just coming over the southern border. In some cases, the opioids are being shipped in from as far away as China. And David, that fentanyl, so toxic, in some cases, it can cause an overdose if you breathe it or touch it. That's why you saw those hazmat suits.
In many cases, far more powerful than the heroin itself. All right, Pierre, thank you. And we should mention that Pierre will have much more. One Nation Overdosed on a special edition of Nightline. That's later tonight. We hope you'll watch or set your DVR, Pierre. Thank you. We turn next tonight here to the first audio excerpts from Hillary Clinton's new book titled What Happened. Clinton says she let millions of Americans down. And she also writes about that October debate when then candidate Donald Trump appeared to hover behind her. Clinton writes about the choice she says she had to make in that moment. Here tonight, ABC's Mary Bruce.
In her new book, Hillary Clinton offers a candid view of what it was like to run against Donald Trump.
Writing this wasn't easy.
As she now watches his presidency play out on the news, Clinton says she let down millions of Americans.
Every day that I was a candidate for president, I knew that millions of people were counting on me, and I couldn't bear the idea of letting them down. But I did. I couldn't get the job done, and I'll have to live with that for the rest of my life.
Clinton questions that second debate when Trump hovered behind her.
This is not okay, I thought. It was the second presidential debate, and Donald Trump was looming behind me. 2 days before, the world heard him brag about groping women. Now we were on a small stage, and no matter where I walked, he followed me closely, staring at me, making faces. It was incredibly uncomfortable. He was literally breathing down my neck. My skin crawled.
She writes she had a choice.
Do you stay calm, keep smiling, and carry on as if he weren't repeatedly invading your space? Or do you turn, look him in the eye, and say loudly and clearly, "Back up, you creep. Get away from me. I know you love to intimidate women, but you can't intimidate me, so back up."
She chose to say nothing and now wonders if that was the right choice.
Maybe I have overlearned the lesson of staying calm, biting my tongue, digging my fingernails into a clenched fist, smiling all the while, determined to present a composed face to the world.
And Mary Bruce with us live tonight from Washington. And Mary, Hillary Clinton will reveal a lot about the unexpected moments along the way, but she also reveals some of the high notes of her campaign.
Yet she also details some of those moments she wants to remember forever. Her young granddaughter racing into the room as she was practicing her convention speech, and what it was like to deliver that speech and become the first woman ever nominated by a major party to be president of the United States. David.
All right, that book expected in September. Mary Bruce with us live. Mary, thank you. In Charlottesville, Virginia tonight, the statue of Robert E. Lee that has become a lightning rod of controversy is now shrouded in black. City workers used cherry pickers to lift a massive tarp over the statue today. The city council approved the move by unanimous vote to mourn Heather Heyer, the woman who was killed as she protested against white supremacists. Next tonight here, the second biggest Powerball ever. $700 million on the line tonight. And once and for all, what are the luckiest numbers? ABC's Gio Benitez asked that question today.
Tonight, just hours to go before the nation finds out if someone among us becomes very rich.
If you don't play, you can't win. So that's the easy way to look at it.
People in 44 states, D.C., the Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico all have a chance at the $700 million jackpot, the second largest in history. The lump sum, more than $440 million. What would you do with it?
I would spend my entire life traveling the world with my wife.
This is the lucky number.
Speaking of, did you know the luckiest numbers, those most drawn, are 32, 64, 16, 23, and 28. The luckiest red ball, 9. Tonight, a look at the tight security behind those famous Powerballs. Florida lottery officials releasing video giving us an inside look at the Florida facility.
This is Powerball.
Powerball host Laura Johnson ready to call those numbers.
I am thrilled at the possibility of knowing that I can change the course of somebody's life tonight.
And David, this is where the most lottery tickets are sold in New York City. Just check it out. We've got quite a line already. In fact, they sold a jackpot winning ticket just 2 years ago. If there's no winner tonight, we're looking at a